You've left decades of mess that you will never have to be accountable for. Women all over the place, boo-hooing, crying in therapy.
I was dating this girl, right, and we were in a fight. She was like, I just don't know how you can hurt me and not care. And I was like, that's not true. I do care. And she was like, no, you don't. And she started crying. It was that real guttural cry. Sounded like her pure life essence was in pain. That real mentally ill cry where you can tell something's not right up there. And I'm just listening. I'm like, damn, I feel nothing right now. Like nothing at all. And it was so liberating. I told her, I was like, you know what, you're right. I don't think I care. You should probably move on and find somebody else. She was like, what? She was still crying. I was like, I'm hearing you right now, and it's not doing anything for me. I don't know if I was just, pretending to care this entire time, and then I started believing the fantasy, because that's what society wanted me to do. And it's just, it's so complicated, but, it's just, right now I'm unfazed. If anything, I'm just annoyed a little bit, but also I like it kind of because it's like, damn, I really meant this much to you. But like at the same time, I guess you're just not the one, because if you were the one, I would probably.
I say all the time, ooh, I wish I was just going through my old merch and stuff. And I used to sell a sweatshirt that said divest from men. And wow, I'm saying have your fun. You know what I mean? Romance is great. It's fun. Sex is great. It's fun. We love making out in the club. It's a good time. But there's only so much you can do when so many cishet men are socialized to be sociopaths like that. I think a lot about all of the times that I have held things back. You know, I've bitten my tongue. I have only told half truths in order to preserve my romantic partners, and maybe not even my partner, somebody that I'm just on a date with, their feelings. Oh, I am so careful even with men that I've gone out with once or twice. I don't be picking up the phone and being like, look, we're never going out again because you're boring. Okay? Right? I don't, text these men, look, you're a successful single black man in your late 40s because you're weird. And it's not enjoyable to be around you. I don't do that because I am not malicious. It brings me no joy to hurt people's feelings or upset them or potentially damage them for their person. You know? Even if somebody is not your person, what exactly do you get from potentially ruining, honestly, the rest of their lives and their ability to create meaningful romantic connection? And that man just said it, but I have seen so many cis-het men operate in that way of using women as vehicles to get to the next woman or vehicles to get to their next step, using them up, running them down with no remorse. Or if there is remorse, right, that man looked like he's in his, 20s. If there is remorse, oh, it's the 45-year-olds coming back and being like, wow, I used to be such an asshole. Wow, I just can't. I'm just really embarrassed by how, meanwhile, you've left decades of mess that you will never have to be accountable for. Women all over the place, boo-hooing, crying in therapy, crying in the group chats, annoying their friends with these same fucking stories because you didn't want to be responsible for your own healing, your own self-work. You didn't want to be self-reflective because cishet men are socialized to believe that women are just tools for their self-actualization. It's sad. And I think that, when people say men are trash, I know that there's been like a weird, I won't say weird, but there's all of this, dialogue about, oh, don't say men are trash and, whatever. And are you saying men are trash because women are perfect? No, I'm not. I'm not saying men are trash because women are perfect. I'm not saying cishet men are socialized to be sociopaths because there are not mean, malicious, evil, vindictive, vengeful women. I'm saying they don't get carte blanche like that. They don't get unfettered access like that. I don't see women getting on the internet, building platforms, laughing about how funny it is that they have ruined somebody's life. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. Not in mass. Even, man, I was talking about, the artist formerly known as Corinne Steffens. Now she goes by another name. I forget her new name. I want to honor that name. But I was talking about her to somebody recently because I interviewed her back when For Harry was a blog, and it was easily one of the most interesting, like truly one of the most interesting people I've ever met. Oh, her name is Elizabeth. Elizabeth, easily one of the most interesting people I've ever had the pleasure of being on the phone with for 90 minutes. And the way people still, because she just announced that she's pregnant, the way that people still bring up the confessions of a video vixen shit as if those men were not willing participants, as if she drugged them and assaulted them. So yeah, I still don't care about the, misandry label. I don't. Okay, y'all gonna call me a misandrist when my nigga, laying up in the bed. That's your prerogative. Okay. That's fine. Because there is so much cultural work to do. Okay, yes, the queer men are doing the same thing. I can only talk about what I have experienced, but I do think that there is something about people being socialized into sociopathy. I, to my knowledge, have only dated cishet men. I say all the time I would have no problem dating men who are not cishet.